Okay, hi. I am a homeschool mom of a sixth grader, a fourth grader, and then a second grader as well. And so we've been homeschooling throughout the whole time. We've been using different curriculum, but for the last 3 years now, we've been using Alvery. So we teach from a Charlotte Mason approach on education. So I wanted to take this moment to give you a quick tour about on how we organize our materials. And so we actually teach in the dining room. We've moved throughout the house into different areas. I prefer the dining room because I get the light from being outside. I'm close to the kitchen, which is very nice, and so I can sit here. I can listen to the kids if they go into the living room and do their schooling there as well. And with the big table, it's really nice. So I usually sit at the head of the table, and this is the corner on my left side. So I have up here, this is a square whiteboard, and we use it for our journals. So I have the date at the top, you can't see it, the high and low temperature, the sunrise, the sunset times. Right here, they're supposed to write in their journals one new thing that they're thankful for, and then I usually pick a different journal entry topic that they can write about. And then down here, I use this kind of as I need it. So we use this for world history. I was able to write down the gentleman's name. I've used it for our art lessons when we're drawing out the color wheel. I use it a lot with science. I use it a lot. And then I use it a lot with history as well. But it's always being erased and written over. And then taped on, this is a mirror. So taped on the bottom of my mirror, I have kind of our ideal schedule. And then kids usually wake up around 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and then they start their morning chores. We actually call it basic human habits. And I might have messed up the name. But basically, it's getting dressed, brushing your teeth, making your bed, eating breakfast, those sort of things. But that helps us get started by 8:30. We come to the table and we do something called candle time. That's when we're going to do our Bible and also our recitation. And then they go into their school. And I have a clipboard with their assignments on the other side of the wall, and they know what to do. We come together for lunch. Usually after lunch, we're going to do what we call table time, and that's when we're doing those group subjects like history together or our music lessons together, and we do those together. And then they break, and then some of my kids have more work that they have to get done, and then they'll do that after that. So this just gives us a little beautiful rhythm to do. I forgot, there's a new thing that we just started. I'm reading Awaking Wonder by Sally Clarkson, and so I actually have in here, I added it a week ago, so it's not very long, but at 2 p.m. we stop, and then they can do, I call it Awaking Wonder, and that's where they can just do what they want to do. They can do a craft that they've been working on. So my eldest, she's been working on friendship bracelets. They all wanted to do clay, and so they've been working on clay. What else have they done? Just little projects. It's a no screen time where they can just do what they want to pursue. So I'm really liking that. But that's something new that I just started based off of a book that I'm reading. So let me explain this cart. This cart is just those really iconic homeschool mom cart. And this is all of my information in here. I have these black compartments. These are all of our maps that we use for world history and United States history. They're just really right there. In the second one, it's a lot of those papers that they finish throughout their school's term. I'll just throw them in here just so I can keep them on one place. So someone's finished a journal, and so I have it tucked in here. These are all the sheets that I'm keeping, and I've just tucked them right in there. It makes it rather easy. Hidden back here, I have these things. Post-it notes are back here hidden. And then I love these. I use these all the time. These 3M harder plastic tabs. So those are just stuck behind here. And then I use, instead of scrap paper, I use Post-it, 3x5 cards. And so I like having that here. And this is I moved it into an envelope, and it's just their Awana verses in here. I was trying to simplify. Having it in the dining room, I'm always looking to simplify, to make it smaller, to make it thinner, more seam line. For the longest time, for years, I've used this 3x5 box that I used to keep their verses in, and I've just recently switched it in here. We're going to try it out, try something new, and if it doesn't work, we'll go back. And then I have my folders. This is those group subjects that we all do together. They're just all tucked in here. Real nice to have a little map. My record keeping for hours, my calendar, what I want to, I do this in the beginning of the school year. I kind of project when are we going to do school, what week will we be on. I am a month behind, and that's okay, whatever. It is what it is. This is something from Pam Barnhill. I did this, before I did Alvery, I think. I purchased her, it's like a new homeschool mom or something like that, and she really took a real good emphasis on making your vision, and so I just put this in my folder every year. So this is older, but I still keep it in here. Oh, this is something extra. I heard somewhere about Silverdale Press, and so I wanted to include this just because it's an election year, and we've been working through this unit study. This is not Alvery. I purchased it on my own. But here we go. Here's the subject. So this is Alvery's curriculum right here. This is American history. We do this together. World history. We do this together. So here, with Alvery, here's their title page. I really like having this because it helps me remember what form it's for and how long we should be doing it, or any heads up that I need to know. So I print that page off, and then I print off the terms and just check it off if I need to. And then I use these tabs, those plastic tabs, and I divide up my folder. So there's world history, and we're almost done. Actually, we just finished Constantinople today. So we are cruising, which is super exciting. I also printed off all their suggested pages, their occupations. I think there's only 2 categories. But I printed it off. I checked them off when we're done with those weeks. I've highlighted really important people. And this is the exams. So we do picture study together, Spanish, handicrafts, Shakespeare, art lessons, Sloyd, sewing, folk dance, playground, games, hymn, folk and patriotic songs, solfa, composer. It's all in here. And then at the very back, I have this little thing that says keep. And here, this is our Missouri. I'm in Missouri. So these are our homeschool requirements. I just printed that out from the website. And then this is my master sheet. I typed this up of every subject that they're doing. And so that just helped me. I don't use this at all anymore. But when I started the school year, it was really good for me to write this down and wrestle through the books I needed, and if I purchased the books, and who was in those classes. So it helped me mentally just get ready for the school year because it's really big. It's a huge curriculum. So I was very thankful for the time I spent doing this. I will do this again next year, but I don't reference it because I know what we're doing now because we're 2/3 of the way done with the year. But that was really helpful. That took a long time, but I was very glad I took the time to make that. And it has the class, the form, the student that's going to be going through it, the books that I would need for it, and then if I purchased those books. So that's in this one. Next to it, I have a really broken whiteboard. This is really nice for math problems, or if I need to explain something, instead of wasting paper, I just grab this out. And then this, it's connected with a magnet. This is my eraser. And this, actually, I got this from missionaries that we support. So whenever I use this, I always remember to pray for them. So that's really nice. So whiteboard. This is my folder of their individual subjects. And so just like the other one, but I have this divided by student. So this is my 2 eldest. They do a lot of subjects together. So we do analytical grammar. I really like it. They do world geography together. They do literature gems together. Arithmetic stories. Studying scientists, natural history. This is the subjects that Zoe does all by herself, Micah, and then Ethan. I did find this out very helpful. I write what form they're in because I was always having to remember it. Oh, what form is she in? I don't remember. So I just put it right there on the tab. And that's all their stuff. And then I have my binder. And I did another video where I explained what this is, but I will show you this. I don't think I showed this last time. I keep in the back, I'm actually missing some. We just finished a week, so I took off these 2 Post-it notes, but normally I have a Post-it note here, and it says Zoe, my eldest, and if she spells something wrong, either during her written narrations, or maybe she missed a word during dictation, I'll write it on this Post-it note. And then what I do, well, I need 2. One's for Zoe, one's for Micah. And then what I do is when they're doing dictation for the next week, I write it down on their dictation sheet so that they know to work on, I have little markers that are fun colors. They know to work on it as they're doing their dictation. So they have their dictation, and then I try to only less than 10 words, not every single word they get wrong, but 10 or something like that, less than 10. I don't want it to be I don't want to be a load on them. I just want to catch those words that they misspell. So there we go. So there's Zoe and Micah, and then as I see it, I'll just write this down, or in their journal, I'll see that they misspelled something wrong, and I'll just write it down here. I don't correct grammar or spelling in journals at all. This is the habit that I want to work on for this maybe trimester, to be able to read after lunch with the kids, like a read aloud, and then I really wanted to focusing on making sure that we're doing our chores. And then this is for me, I really wanted to focus on being present together, focusing on the relationship. So that was kind of my little reminder, and I like that, to have that in the back of the notebook. Oh, this is, I really wanted to add their spelling to Kids Weekly schedule, so this is me putting it into action. So I've liked that. That's been really nice. Okay. So that is this side. No, it's not. Down below. I have pens over here. That's all that is. Down below on my second row, I have a box, and these are our subjects that we do together. So this is world history. I see our clay book. This is our drawing book. Those are those playground songs and dances. Shakespeare's back there. These are our read alouds. So right now we're doing Nate Saint, and then I'm going to be going to Swallows and Amazon next. And I actually get a lot of my books from thrift books. That's what this tab is, from buying it offline. So I like getting my books there. Right here, I like these. We use timers, and then the kids know to set their minute for 10 minutes or for 20 minutes, depending on the depending on the class. And then we have a couple of these, and they just get tossed right there. At the very bottom, you can't see it, but that's where my Bible is. And then we have a really big, I'll bring it out. We do the Bible lessons that Ellery does, and I've actually, this is my Bible, I've actually printed them off, and I've put them in my Bible just to keep them together. And if we have time, we do this. This is Our Daily Bread. I like them. They're fun little stories. And then they have scripture that you look up. It's Keys for Kids is another great one. And then Our Daily Bread has monthly, or it's every 3 months they can send you stuff. But this is a book that I had purchased, and it's the whole year, and we just go through it all the time because we don't get to it every day of the year. And then I have this big book. This was a new purchase a couple months ago. I saw it on a YouTube thing, and I like it. It's nice. We're using this as our calendar of firsts as well. So we just started, so there's not a lot. But It's by day, so this is February 23rd, and if something happened for our calendar first, we're just going to write it in here so that as we're doing our poetry, we can see, oh look, it's a thing that we saw a couple years ago. We wrote something down recently. I don't remember what it was. It was in February. So that's just at the bottom shelf. I tend not to clog up that bottom shelf a ton. Okay, let me switch it. I know this video is getting so long. This is on my other side. This side is the kids' side. And on here, I have a lot of different things. Now, being a homeschool mom, we've been doing this for a while, and so I've tried a lot of new things. I'm always trying new things. I'm always taking away things that didn't work. And so what you see here is honestly, it's 8 years of homeschooling and just me figuring out what I like and what works for the kids. And so you won't like everything here, and that's fine, but maybe there's something new that you want to incorporate into your homeschool day that will be a blessing for you. Now this is something that I've made up, and I kind of like it. Will it come off the wall? It does. Okay, so this is a magnetic board, and I noticed with education, it's very good to get a lot of these done. And so this is like math and science and piano lessons, and those are awesome things. But I wanted to create in my kids' hearts a desire to learn on their own, to notice things in their education on their own. And so I created these funny little magnets, and this is for Zoe, and this is for Micah, and this is for Ethan. But if they ask a good wonder question, hey, I wonder, then they get this magnet in their little square. Or if they wrote a quote down, like in their commonplace book, they get this one. If they write a thank you note, they get this one. I forget, I have a little cheat sheet behind my board because I forget what these are for. If they make a connection, this is those hidden image things. If they make a connection between two subjects, they get that one. I have one. The pencil is if they write something new in their dictionary. This one is if they discover something new. I made little books. If they discover something new and they write it in their book. Oh, the magnet fell off. Oh well. If they write something in their book of centuries, this is the month that they were born. So I encourage that, and then I actually give them a quarter. So for each one that they find, so I owe Zoe 50 cents, and I owe Micah 50 cents, and I owe Ethan a quarter. So this is just my way to encourage them. I think this is valuable because it also, as they are in their career, I think these things are crucial for you to grow and develop in your career. And if you get paid, if you go up in your career, you're going to get paid more. So they get paid for these things. So we don't, it's not a lot of money. Oh, I dropped one. But oh, there it is. Okay, so these are their clipboards. I explained this in a different video, so I'm not going to go into that. But here's all their pencils. I have found that we do really well with mechanical pencils, so they don't have to run and go sharpen their pencil every 5 seconds. And so we just do this. This is my Bluetooth speaker, so we can play music. This is their, just their notebook area. This is going to be recycled. They have, this is Ethan's journal, and then this is their dictionary, so if they find a word that they want to add in the dictionary, and it's kind of fun to see. And then we organize by folders. So down here, this is all of their books right here. It's just all lined up. So it's Zoe, Micah, and Ethan's. And let me bring this out. So here, this is Zoe's grammar, and that's all of her sheets in there. All of her books are here. So there's her piano book, there's their dictation book, language book. And then I'll show you what we do for narrations. We do this big 5 subject, huge thing. This is new for us. I'm going to sit down. So this is something that's new, and we decided, we were talking things through, and we wanted one location that we could find. We only grabbed one, and so for every one of the written dictations, written narrations, they're in here, along with their dictation at the back. And so I wanted something that was a full sheet, so that they would be that would encourage them to write a lot. I wanted something that was all together. And we've just really liked this. This is new this term, and we're going to keep it up. So you can see there's the maps, and then there's some of her narrations. And it's just divided up really simply. So that's history. So this whole section is all of her history narrations. And then, probably the geography one fell off. And then what's this one? Oh, all of them fell off. Oh, she moved them. So this is all of her science. So there's tracking trash and her narrations. Oh yeah, and then miscellaneous. So just subjects that we didn't know where to put them. So this is Pedro's journal in here and her narrations with that. And then the last one is, there we go, dictation. So these are her dictations back here. So we really like this. I'm glad that we started it, and I'm going to keep doing this. Now again, it works really well for my 6th grader because she's doing a little bit more writing. My 4th grader does well with it, and then for my 2nd grader, he still has one, but it's a little bit looser. For history today, he just wrote down Constantinople, Byzantine Empire, and the Ottoman Empire. So he just wrote those 3 things down, and then we talk about history. So it's an oral narration. A lot of his is oral narration that I'm writing. So there's a lot of my handwriting in Ethan's narration, and that's great. That's what this age is supposed to do. What else? Down at the bottom, way down here, they have a box for their math books. So all the way, that's all their math books. That's a really neat book on history of the world to use for their, these are their book of centuries that they have here. So I like this setup. In our household, we found it very nice. Oh, these are their math blocks. These are their nature journals. Here's the handbook for nature study. And then I also have here, this is the Bible handbook for kids. This is like a commentary that's really, really basic, but very helpful. And this is a student Bible dictionary for as they're reading scripture. So it's a bookcase, a small bookcase, and then that card is our education, and then on the wall. So I like it because it keeps it in one central location. It cuts down on our time for running and trying to find stuff and locating stuff, because I'm always cleaning it and making sure that it's easy to get to and really thin, not thin, manageable for all of us to use. My husband would rather it be somewhere else and not at the dining room table, but it's not a big bother to him because it's very nice right there and it looks nice right there. When company comes, I can take that rolling cart and I just scoot it out and roll it to our bedroom. So that gives the dining room a little bit more space. And we don't have a big house, but I did school downstairs, and it would just make me so sad and depressed because the ceilings were low and it wasn't a lot of light. And so it's really nice to be able to look out here at our backyard and be able to watch the birds or the squirrels, and we jump right up and then get a snack or get tea or more coffee. And so it just emotionally it works better for me. So I hope this really fast run through of my schoolroom helps you see things. Maybe there's something that you didn't but maybe there's something that you've been trying to figure out how to think through and how to solve that problem, and maybe you found it by scoping out my room. So, okay, bye.